Bob and Nick will both start out outside the joint airlock once again, and they'll translate down to their work site. Bob will revisit the ammonia jumper work site. So Bob will be opening up the redundant loop, or the second loop, for ammonia. We'll have two redundant systems. He'll close up the thermal blankets, and then he'll disconnect one of the heater cables that Nick connected during EVA-1. Now that Node 3 is activated, this is no longer required. He can now reconnect to Airlock shell heater power, where we temporarily borrowed power from on EVA-1. While Bob is performing this task, Nick will be connecting some heater cables for the pressurized mating adapter number 3. Between EVAs 2 and 3, a cupola was relocated to the nadir port on Node 3, and PMA number 3 was relocated to the port end cone of Node 3. Nick will be mating these heater cables so that PMA 3 can be used for stowage. From there, Bob and Nick will both translate down to the final home of the cupola and remove a thermal blanket that's no longer required after the cupola has been relocated. You can see this is a fairly large thermal blanket. It does come apart in two pieces. They'll remove one half at a time. Nick will then release launch restraints on the window shutters. These launch restraints were put in place to protect for launch loads, but need to be removed in order for the cupola shutters to be open for viewing. There's 3 bolts on each of the 7 shutters. While Nick is doing that, Bob will be installing on-orbit installed worksite interfaces, or WIFs. These are sites where crew members can install portable foot restraints if needed for specific EVA tasks. So here you can see the location for each of those 3 WIFs, or worksite interfaces. Bob will also be installing some more handrails. These handrails, again, could not be installed because they interfered with the payload bay envelope. There you can see 4 of the handrails that Bob is going to install. Here's the 5th handrail. Each handrail is secured in place with 2 EVA bolts. Once both bolts are driven to the appropriate torque, the crew members are then allowed to translate onto these handrails. Here you can see the 6th and final location for the handrail that Bob's going to install. Once the handrail installation is complete, Bob will head back down to the ammonia jumpers and take some closeout photos to verify that we have enough clearance for the new module that's going to be arriving on the final shuttle mission. After that, Bob and Nick will meet up on Node 1 port. They'll route a fiber optics video cable that's going to run from S0 over to the Russian segment, which will eventually be the home of a new base for the space station arm. This cable will provide video to the arm when it's at that base. See that we have a rather lengthy cable. Bob is going to be connecting his end to S0. He'll actually mate the connections. From there, both crew members will start to clean up their work site. They'll head back in to the station via the U.S. joint airlock, and that will complete their 3rd and final EVA.